You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 at Ace Country Radio and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices on this Wednesday, March 14th, 2025. Good evening. I'm Chris Palermo. Here is what's happening. Bain Lobato, the man responsible for the death of a 5-month-old baby Benny, was in court this week. News 25 reporter Rory Rosal has the details.
The man responsible for the death of a 5-month-old baby that took place in February 2024 was back in court this week. Bain Lobato was in court on March 13th for sentencing, though at the beginning of the hearing, the Honorable Judge Wonker said that she will not go through with the sentencing.
Before I go any further, this sentencing is not going to be able to go forward. I picked it up as soon as the pre-sentence investigation report came in. I think there's information in the report that is completely erroneous, and I want to go over a couple of things that I picked up from the PSI. So, the first mistake is going to be on page 5, and I think this is a software issue. It's the last paragraph before the heading co-offender, offender information. So it talks about the blood draw, but has somebody else's name on it. And I think it may be somebody else's blood test results. I don't know. But it's concerning to me. This Pollard case was my case last week on the Pahrump. So I don't know if these are, my guess is when they were preparing the PSI, they did a cut and paste. But I don't know that that this information in that paragraph is correct. But in any event, because it's got the wrong name, I'm going to have that corrected because this is a mandatory prison case. And so it is absolutely imperative that that information be correct.
During the hearing, Lobato requested to be released on electronic monitoring, and that request was denied.
And, you know, what I've heard a couple of times when I've been here, Mr. Lobato would like to get out to see his son. But the victims, their son was killed, and they aren't going to be able to get out and visit. So, I mean, there's a, you know, these cases are unfortunate. I feel bad for, there's no winners in this all the way around. But the bottom line is there's also nothing to lose all the way around for this defendant. He's going to prison, it's mandatory. I just, in the past, I don't have people show up. And so there's nothing illegal or improper for the court to say, no, I'm not going to release him at this time. There's no requirement of bail. The court can keep him in custody, and I think for the safety of the public, that it is warranted to leave him in custody at this time. Okay. If you guys want to file a motion, that's fine. I'd be happy to hear it, but that's based upon the information I have currently. That's my position as of this time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you.
Lobato is expected to be back in court April 24th.
More news now. It's that time of the newscast where our Las Vegas correspondent Maria Centers joins us with the latest in military coverage affecting southern Nevada and our nation as a whole.
While illegal southern border entries have plummeted since the start of the 47th presidential administration, the U.S. military has experienced a recent rise in enrollment numbers over the past 2 consecutive months. Joining our broadcast this Friday evening are U.S. Marine and U.S. Army soldiers stationed in Southern California under the auspices of U.S. Northern Command and in alliance with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Please note that the following video has been altered by blurring out ID badges for security purposes.
We are specifically reinforcing the border by emplacing wire obstacles across the border. We have different types of wire obstacles at the top and at the bottom of the California border to ensure that it is impeding the progress of anyone trying to enter illegally either through the top or through the bottom.
This month, U.S. Marine soldiers assigned to Task Force Sapper have been reinforcing the southern border by applying concertina wire close to San Ysidro, California.
On average, different units out here are averaging about 150 to 180 meters of obstacle a day. So top and bottom spans about 150 meters a day, and placing it across the border to include welding on metallic brackets and then placing the wire onto the bracket.
U.S. Northern Command is collaborating with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security to augment U.S. Customs and Border Protection along the southern border with additional military forces.
Keeping our country safe from any illegal aliens that might want to cross over and basically cause harm to the American people and the American citizens.
Illegal southern border crossings were the lowest ever recorded last month.
So our mission out here is through Task Force West, and we are to operate the cameras and scope sites you see behind us in order to support the United States Border Patrol in any way they see fit. Currently, we're reporting any suspicious activity we see around our area via radio directly to United States Border Patrol to allow them the freedom to move throughout the area and complete their law enforcement mission.
U.S. Army soldiers assigned to Task Force West have been closely monitoring the barrier near Chula Vista, California.
Our soldiers operate camera trucks, operate binos. They just become the eyes for Border Patrol. The positions that they man in MSC sites or the truck sites, those would be manned by Border Patrol agents if we weren't here. So our soldiers doing that task frees up Border Patrol agents to go actually get more agents on the ground to be able to do apprehensions and respond to the detections that our soldiers call into them. They work closely with Border Patrol agents every day, but what we do frees them up and enables them to really get after their law enforcement mission and to be able to apprehend.
On behalf of everyone here at KPVM Television, thank you so much for your selfless service. I hope everyone has a great weekend, and I can't wait to see you Monday night. Reporting from Clark County, I'm Maria Centers for News 25 Las Vegas.
Great story, Maria. Have a great weekend. Coming up in sports, well, the Vegas Golden Knights, they had a shutout. It was a big night for them. Mikey has that all and more coming up.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25 on this Friday night. I'm Chris Palermo. Here's Mikey with all your sports news. Today's News 25 Sports Report.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Vegas Golden Knights in Columbus on Thursday evening, taking on the Blue Jackets. First period power play for the Golden Knights. Hannafin to Eichel. Nicholas Waugh with the deflection, 1-0. Bring it in. Riley Smith to Brandon Saad. Saad gets his own rebound, 2-0. Let's head over to the second period. 2-on-1 for the Golden Knights. Pavel Dorofeev, 3-0. Columbus Blue Jackets with the empty net. Pietrangelo with the rink-long empty netter. Vegas Golden Knights win 4-0. Aiden Hill with the 27-save shutout. Vegas plays the Sabres in Buffalo on Saturday. Vegas Golden Knights have signed Aiden Hill to a 6-year contract extension worth $37.5 million, rewarding him for a shutout. Oh, and helping them win the 2023 Stanley Cup. Time for an Ovechkin check-in. He did not score in last night's 3-0 loss to the Kings. Still just 9 away from Gretzky's all-time goal record. I'm counting down his 10 best goals. Here's number 9.
And I'm not sure if it was a deflection or if it was just a skim off the ice. Ovechkin full throttle right on it. He scores! Alexander Ovechkin adds to the highlight reel.
Here he comes down the ice. Inside, outside, see you later, Rupert. And no chance for Sanford. Just wheeling and dealing, inside, outside, through the key, a quick release.
The man's insane.
The Las Vegas Raiders have come to an agreement with Raheem Mostert on a 1-year deal that makes him their projected starter for next season. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Thank you, Mikey. Earlier today, Nuclear Clear Partners held a seminar at our place assisting retired Nevada test site atomic workers. News 25 caught up with the ladies in charge of it all.
Hello, my name is Maritza Ritchell, Nuclear Care Partners. We are here today in Pahrump as we're having a filing event for former atomic workers or current atomic workers. For example, folks who works at Nevada Test Site, Tonopah Power Test Range, who are ill as a effect of working at the Nevada Test Site. This is open to anyone who has been exposed, anyone who's worked at the Nevada Test Site or is currently working there, and it's an illness, as this program is for people who have been ill and been diagnosed with an illness as a result of working and being exposed to toxic chemicals. The test site been open since 1952, yes. Okay. And people are still working there currently today. A lot of people have shortness of breath, a lot of respiratory issues we find because the winds are blowing and there's a lot of toxic chemicals out there. So as you work, you got to breathe. So people are having a lot of respiratory issues. There are cancers, kidney issues, a lot of different issues as they are exposed to working there. We are here to help do benefit guidance. This program is through people who work for the Department of Energy, contracted, subcontracted. So through the Department of Labor, there is a program. The program is called EEOICPA. That is the Employees Energy Occupational Program Act. That came into, this program is more or less like a workers' compensation for illness versus injury. So the goal here, we provide medical home care for those who are approved for the program for their illness for home care. So as we provide home care for them to help guide them through their illness and monitor their illness and just help support them, we could provide care in the home anytime from 4 hours a month up to 24 hours a day. 7 days a week. It depends on where they are in their illness and the stage of their illnesses. We help them with going through the benefits that they're allowed. They need to get DME, which is durable medical equipment, medications, as it affects them through their illness. Those things are covered if they're hospitalized for their illness as they get sick and they go to the ER and they're there. If they are actually admitted, then it covers that as well. 100% coverage. And for our care as well, it's covered 100%. They come get free coffee with some little food for them, get information, how to navigate the benefits. Some people have the white card and have no idea what that DOL medical white card does for them. We're here to help them navigate that. How to get a exercise bike if they need one, how to get their medications, where to get their medications filled, anything. If they need some care in the home, we're here to help provide that and help them to obtain their card, because a lot of people worked out there and do not have their white card, so we go through the process of helping them to get their white card.
Now here's Mikey to tell us what's cooking this Sunday morning over on the radio side on Classic Country Breakfast on Ace Country Radio and streaming on channel 25.8 and now on the new Ace Country Radio app.
Howdy. When I'm out drinking with my leprechauns, I like to take the Ace Country Radio app with me. You can too. Download it today. On the menu this week on Classic Country Breakfast. Born on March 11th, Jimmy Fortune from the Statler Brothers. We'll celebrate him. Born on March 12th, Lou DeWitt from the Statler Brothers. We'll pay tribute to him. Also born on March 12th, a friend of mine, Matty Sheets. We'll pay tribute to him. Born on March 14th, Michael Martin Murphy. We'll celebrate him. In the Not an Oldie But a Goodie segment, my special guest, Howling Rick from Howling Rick and the Rocketeers, calls the show to talk about discovering American music in England.
Yeah, so the Beatles, and then finding out what they had to listen to get their sound, and then, you know, discovering Little Richard was basically a bit of a life change. I think it's like, wow, how can anyone sing like that? That's amazing. And then
Classic Country Breakfast this Sunday morning at 8 on Ace Country Radio, streaming at channel 25.8 and now on the new Ace Country Radio app.
Thank you, Mikey. Looking forward to listening to that. Coming up, a Weather forecast, got a little bit of sun, but it's still going to be chilly. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
And welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. This weekend, Saida Trudeau is having a big anniversary celebration. They'll be through the weekend, all weekend, in the parking lot at the Pahrump Nugget right here in Pahrump. Go down and see Jesse, the general manager, for a great deal.
So we are here at the Pahrump Nugget for our anniversary sale. We've been serving the Pahrump Valley for over 23 years. We're proud of that. So once a year we have an anniversary event where we lower all our prices to the lowest prices of the year. We're here to make deals. We've made a lot of deals and we're here till Sunday.
And you got some financing going on. Tell me about the financing.
Oh, absolutely. New cars, rates as low as 0%, 2.9% for as much as 72 months. Huge rebates. We got vehicles with rebates with $17,000 in rebates, 20% off. It's definitely a great time to come take advantage of the deals that we have here today.
And what about people with credit issues? What's happening there?
You know, we work with a lot of banks. We have a lot of banks under our belt that we use, also credit unions. So we can work with any credit. The very least, come by, let us show you what we could do for you. But I promise you, we'll give you a path to get into a new vehicle.
All right, give me some information on the dealership.
So we're Saida Trudeau, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram. We sell all makes and all models. We also service all makes and all models. So if you need, we have a body shop, we have a service department, and we have RVs. So if you're looking for an RV, new or used, we have them both.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Lerner and Rowe Weather Cam, and you could tell the story of the day is the wind. That's right outside the studios here in Pahrump. And well, last week I was telling you that they were opening up some of the pools on the Las Vegas Strip. Well, it certainly hasn't been pool weather. A complete forecast coming up in a bit.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. I'm Mike Ruhan from the Channel 25 Weather Studios. Let's check out this weather map. 45 degrees in Fernley. Fallon saw 47 degrees. Carson City 44. Tonopah and Goldfield twinning 37 degrees. Beatty saw 50. They're halfway to 152 in Amargosa. Out in Las Vegas 53. In Death Valley, that's okay, 67 degrees. But here in our beautiful paradise of Pahrump, got a little bit of rain in some areas. It's currently 46 degrees. We hit 47 a little bit earlier. The wind out of the southeast, 14 miles per hour. Humidity, 65%. And the sun rose at 6:55. It's going to go away this evening forever. No, not forever. It's going to go away at 6:51 p.m. Humidity 75% tonight. Northeast winds 10 miles per hour and the low of 34 degrees. Let's check out the 7-day forecast. Hopefully things are getting better. Yep. Tomorrow 62 degrees, sunshine. Sunday partly cloudy, 69 degrees. Then the wind comes back. Make sure your leprechaun doesn't blow away or your garbage can. 22 mile per hour winds, but look at the high there, 70 degrees. 62 on Tuesday, then we rebound on Wednesday, 65, 69 on Thursday, and then Friday, 70 degrees. That's the day I'm calling in sick. Back to the desk. Here's Chris.
Thank you, Mikey. Well, that little leprechaun guy looks like if he doesn't hang on to something, he's going to get blown around out there in all that wind. Make it a great, safe St. Patrick's Day weekend. Chris Palermo for everybody here at News 25. Make it a great weekend.